garden update. So, I want to let you know I'm not going to be too much face in this video, and I'm going to try to kind of skip from plant to plant. Not have so much walking, but anyway, here's the fuchsia shot, and it's starting to come out of its shell a little bit there. The next garden tour, most of these should be open. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably about a half inch, I'm guessing. But not on that flower, and they're all starting to pin up on the fuchsia here. So that's always nice. This is a really good shot of my sweet potato vine here. At least the flower anyway. It's been really hard to get a good picture of the flower. I came up at the right time of day. There's the flower. Really good. Here's I trimmed down this petunia container. It's popped back up, flowers popped back open, all that stuff. It hasn't been warm enough here to not have them pop back up. This one I will say though, I will not buy this for taking it. But for this color, not been that impressive. They're really light pink, not that good. Lovey-dovey's been doing good. I'll probably buy this one again next year. Because it's nice to have a flower that goes all year. This is called a Perilla. Name on there, name of it. But it's what started my pop back up. It would get ate up by the bugs like the porcelain flowers and the things I have here. Maybe that's a zinnia coming back and decided I'm gonna wait and pop up like that. I don't know. This one's doing great. Like, one gave me a message, see what else was on me. If I can see potless, you know, see potless is still living 2 years old. Snapdragon, whatever kind of experience, it might be a little bit just visiting, I don't know. Here is the pumpkin. What's called that gives you a nice amount of growth every day. I think a pumpkin will do it. Satisfied. You can see the stuff growing every day. The other pumpkin pop up. That's not what we're going to have pop up. Now this has got a little bit of shade coming out. That's always a side benefit. So I can let go out there left. Doing great. And this is the other corner that I moved. So sometimes I guess you wouldn't work well this week. Here is the other snapdragons. Those clearance ones that I got for 75 cents for the pack of. This one's yellow. I'm guessing this one's gonna be orange. I'm not sure yet. The hydrangeas popping up more and more leaves. So that one's might even get a bloom off that. That's too. That'd be kind of cool. And then more of the snapdragons there. And that's how easy it is to find something to grow onions in. Like I said, this is just a hand chopping basket I found on the side of the road. And onions are growing fine in there. You can see the bulbs popping up. And then we made some just bags out of what we had. Just fabrics in there that we're going to use. So we put some more bags in. Just to grow some more stuff. Why not? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? And then these are the tomatoes. I call this a 4 tomato bed. There's more than 4 tomatoes in it usually, but I just call it that because it was a pallet and we originally planned 4 in it, so it's easy to keep track of for us. But if you see a bunch of blooms on there, there is tons and tons and tons of tomatoes that are fruit now. So we're doing great on those. I'm not sure if these are for sure or not, but the shape of them, they look like Romano tomatoes. And as you can see, more tomatoes doing good here. So we might have good tomato growing weather because it doesn't get above 95 very often at all, period. So we're down by the coast, so it doesn't get too hot all the time. So it's kind of good tomato growing weather. And as you can see, we do live down on the coast, so there's less humidity. But I'm out here multiple times a day, so I make sure and catch any leaves that might be starting to turn black and make sure I keep a lot of airflow. Here is more of the kale. Things really popped up this week. brown lettuce is still going, cut and cut. And then you can see, I mean, this lettuce is starting to really go. I give this a good fertilizing like I usually do every week with the fish fertilizer. I believe that's a bean, a bush bean. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Even the cabbage is doing better. So that's always good. And I wanted you guys to see these loofah things that popped up even this morning right here out of nowhere. I planted this bean, that's a bean. Beans have been really good, and you know what I will say, as far as planting anything goes and seedlings goes and all that kind of stuff, beans been pretty good. Pretty good. There's garlic right there. The easy way to tell garlic from onions is fat leaves. There's probably around leaf garlic and there's probably a fat leaf. I know, but I'm just saying that's generally how I've learned to tell. And more kale's doing great. Like I said, it doesn't even get too hot. Same with the lettuce. So the lettuce does really good. And then the cherry tomatoes here. I always forget the name, but cherry tomatoes, they're doing good. We have it going up this trellis here. And then right over here, there's more tomatoes on this side. As you can see, the slugs kind of got stuff on this side, so I kind of have to come in here and watch when it rains. But I don't have all the names for all these tomatoes, so don't know what they all are. If you know what they're, great. I believe you, because I don't know what they all are. We got some from neighbors, we planted some, so I don't know what kind they're, but as you can see, they're doing great. And they're really, like I said, I'm not a big tomato eater, but it's something about the sugars, and then I noticed there wasn't really an aftertaste, like a tomatoey aftertaste. Like sometimes you have if you buy in the store or whatever. And then the peas, they're doing better now that they have a little bit of shade in the afternoon from the tomatoes, so they're doing good. I don't know if you guys remember back, the 80s, early 90s, if you were around there. You can probably find it on YouTube, but there was Mervin's, and they had this ad campaign. It was, I think it was around Black Friday, but this lady, when she would sit there at the door, and she'd go, open, open, open. So I feel like saying this to these blueberries, ripen, ripen, ripen. Hopefully they'll ripen, more and more of them. These bushes were already done. They're like 4 off of this one, and like I said, 1.9, or not 1.9, 6 ounces off of that one. We're at 1.9 so far on this one, and there's more that need to be picked. I'm kind of leaving some of the bluer ones on there, help the other ones ripen up, but this one ripens at a different stage, and you keep putting water on these Chandler blueberries, they get huge. And then to kind of show you real quick, I know something's kind of going on it, but the apple is getting really ripe, almost completely fleshed out now. So doing good. And then we finally started getting cucumber flowers. So hopefully we'll start getting some cucumbers on here soon. I'm hoping. But that one's, we've had this in the ground since, I don't know, March, but it's been rainy and cold and rainy and cold. And so finally has a chance to grow now and make some flowers and hopefully make some cucumbers. I always find beans interesting to watch them grow up. Look, that's the outside of the bean right there. So it's kind of like its own giving birth process. Out of all the other seeds, you kind of get to watch it pop itself open, and then it turns into those, and then taller ones into beans eventually. We moved our swing over here, gets a little more shade, and so we can kind of sit and enjoy looking at the garden. And yesterday's video about the orchard, I showed these, but my goodness, I didn't realize they were going to be so big and so beautiful. And to Columbine, and this is also a ground cover. It's a self-seeding ground cover. So if you want to have a ground cover that kind of, I guess, doesn't look like a ground cover, There you go. That's a really pretty one. So that's all. This is whew, August 1st. August 1st darn tour. So that's where we're at so far. Thanks for subscribing, guys. And orchard right there behind me. That's the next scene to keep watching on. We're gonna put more stuff at the orchard. Thanks, guys.